with the Lil Jay situation though, like you consider him a real one, even with all this that came out about him recently?
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I know Lil Jay before the rap, before all that. Like I said on my platform, if Lil Jay hit me up and say share his music or something, I'm still gonna share his music, bro. Like I mean, would I be jumping in the bed like P Diddy with him and knowing that he did that shit? Hell no. But you know, it is what it is. Like I love his family, you know. Like I mean, that's his prerogative, you know. But like I wouldn't be around him to even feel that way, you know, about him looking at me.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I still with him. I still with him. I knew him before the rap, before he was the cloud lord or the any of that.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm open minded. Like I wouldn't give a if he was gay. I wish he would just admit it because it's kind of hard to accept him denying it. But then also DJ U's interviewing the transgender woman that he was allegedly sleeping with, had a relationship with. Obviously, we've seen on the cameras and everything. And then you also have somebody like Yella telling a story about him trying to kiss him off ecstasy pills or whatever. At a certain point, it just becomes like, well, how the could this possibly all be wrong?
I ain't gonna lie, my boy get very aggressive about them honey buns, man. Like he gets very aggressive about that. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like I seen him get aggressive, like 3-4 videos, like over aggressive, you know, and like. But the first tape, I'm gonna say this: the first tape, I can't say that was Lil Jay. You know, the green suit. I can't say that's him, man. It's paperwork though. They said it's paperwork to it, but I can't say that's Lil Jay. But what I can say is though, like we seeing the other tape, like after the fact, and the this news was like, you know, he mad because I wouldn't come over there. You know, when you in jail, you know that's the first thing you stay away from. Like that's the first rule. Stay away from them motherfuckers out their face. You know, you shouldn't even have no conversation with them. You know, and unfortunately, he just been over there so long that shit. He probably just had to adapt to his environment, you know.
Do you think that J Maine would be calling him the Chirac Tangerine if he was out?
I ain't gonna lie. When he catch him, like he gonna have to whoop. He gonna have to whoop, whoop, whoop. I ain't gonna lie. When he catch him, if he end up in the same building with him, like he definitely gonna have to, you know, answer to it or.
Oh, J Maine should not get arrested in Chicago.
J Maine, man, hey, look, shout out to him though. Shout out to J Maine. He doing this motherfucking thing, and I'm glad that he doing it the right way now. Like you ain't no thug or nothing. You ain't gotta be no thug. You ain't gotta be something you ain't. You know, you had a good job, all that shit, bro. I like people. You know, once they find out and see, like you gave him opportunity to say cheese and all them, and you know that's his lane, bro. Being funny and you know, girl hoes and being around girls and smoking his weed, like shit like that, bro. That's him. I like what he doing though.
What's your relationship with J Man? Because it seems like y'all two don't really see.
Oh man, when me and J Man done had some shit on the internet, man. We done had some, you know, back and forth, but you know, I'm glad to see that you know he came up like my story is real. You know what I'm talking about? My stories that I tell, they be lying and saying that. They sit around and say, oh, yeah, he lying. You know, and then motherfuckers sit on the couch, whether it's DJU, shout out DJU, whether it's him, or yeah, they gonna tell you, bro, like it's gonna eventually come out, and then when it do, nobody say, oh, sorry, or, you know, so I really don't pay attention to the internet no more. I just drop it in.
So one of the famous stories you told was, so the famous line that Fredo got is, no, Keef got is Fredo in the cut, that's a scary sight. And you said that line actually came from a time when Fredo was shooting at FYB J Man and he used the girl as a shield.
Yeah.
So that's how that line came. Yeah. You was there?
Yeah.
Break that down.
I was actually in the crib, but the crib to the porch that they was on. You know, I was in that crib, and when the shots go off, you know us, the first thing a black motherfucker do is to jump up and go towards it. I don't know why, but that's just in the trenches. That's what you do. You go see who got hit after the gunfight. So we look out the window. We see motherfuckers stretched on the ground, somebody trying to jump a gate, somebody getting chased down the block. You know, it was like a movie. You hear me? It was like a motherfucking movie. You know, and then, you know, I just always remember the story. So when I told the story, I told it because Fredo gone. So I was like, I could tell this story. But then it ended up spreading to them saying it they self, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, this what happened, you know, so.
Because sometimes with J Maine, he'll tell you a crazy ass story and you kind of can't tell if it's a real story or if he's just fucking around to like fool the people out there. Because he tells the story so crazy that you're sort of like when he was telling that story on Say Cheese about that, like using the Oblakian girl as a human shield and he's holding up the pillow and shit. It's like he's telling the story in such a funny way that I almost can't tell if he's being serious or not.
He was holding the hoe was trying to get away like you tussling for your life on the porch. I'm looking through the window. He got both of them. Both of them, it was two girls. He got them tussling with them in a way. Like, you know, like for real.
That's Fredo
like
Santana out there blicking the street.
Yeah.
But why do you think that Fredo would have an issue with J Maine like that at the time? Was this after he started dissing?
No, J Maine was like hanging with him. You ain't heard J Maine say I was just with them like a day before that shit happened.
Right.
Like he said it. I was with them. So, you know, they probably rolled through and see this nigga outside with them and everything, bro. Like, you know, that calls for some shit. You know, you never know what it be over.
Over the girls.
Yeah, I know. Just seeing him with them.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, didn't we tell you to stay from over here? You know.
What was your opinion on Fredo in general?
Oh, Fredo, that was my boy, man. I love Fredo. Long live Fredo, man. Like, I met Fredo through a guy named Dart. Young nigga with money, man. Long live Dart, man. Ended up getting killed. And that's who Chief Keef and them, all them, they be saying his name in songs. Dart Gang, Dart Gang. We don't play no hard game, shit like that. That's Dart, who deceased member from the Calumet building. And yeah, we met through him, and me and Fredo was just like, we was broke as shit when we was with Dart. So, like, we'll be the ones holding the guns, shit like that. Like, we'll be the ones, like they got money. So if they come to Chicago, they come get us. You know, they come to the city, they come to get us to ride around with them and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the mall, they tear it down for us too. We'll get what you want. You know, get us some money at the end of the night, you know.
So you was around there early on, like when the drill scene was really just starting off. You got any like Chief Keef stories?
Oh,
Did
man.
you know him personally?
Hell yeah, Chief Keef used to come up my crib, man. He ain't never want to go to school. It was like he came up to my crib, and I took a liking into him, bro, because I see him like all he like used to like to do is smoke weed. That was all Keef liked to do, man.
Still pretty close to true, yeah.
Yeah,
It's still like his primary thing, I think, in
He
life.
like to smoke weed, and Keef been rapping. Like, he been rapping. Like, I heard Keef in 2009, he had a song. 2008, 2009, he was walking around with a CD. It was called Bitch Nigga Is Cracking. And he was trying to get everybody, all the little people who was young then in the old block, well, it was Parkway then, they know that song, you know, who was around him. So he had like a little, I still started seeing him like he like, I'm gonna be rich. And I started seeing him like, damn, if he got 50 motherfuckers in this little spot that know his song for song, yeah, he gonna be rich one day. And Keef rich, he deserved it, man. But he used to come up my house, and my girl got mad one day. She was like, he can't keep on coming up here. DCFS ain't gonna take my kids. You know, she got on some type of shit like that. So, you know, I just was telling them, but yeah, I love Sosa, man. I love Keef. Like, I've been around him, and like I seen him when he ain't had nothing, and then I see him now, and like I'm proud of him, man. He don't owe nobody nothing either. From 63rd, none of that shit. He don't owe them nothing. I'm a witness. He don't owe them nothing, like nothing.
Even like any of his boys from O Block?
Man, he don't owe nobody nothing.
Why you feel like that? Even though he really technically don't, but why do you say that?
When he was down, like, I only seen Reese, I only seen T-Roy, I only seen Vaughn. You know, like, them the main people. When Reese coming over there, he'll be with Reese. Or when he go over there to Reese and them block, he with Reese and them. Keef was a motherfucker who go on every block. Like, he going everywhere. He just walking to every motherfucking block, bro, like miles away.
Yeah.
Like, he never cared, bro.
So what about Tato and Ball Out? Where
They
they
wasn't
at?
around. They wasn't around then. But Tato actually from the low end, though. He from the low end.
Do you think, like, when you think about Chief Keef's legacy with the younger generation in Chicago, do you think that they hold him in as high regard as they should? Or, because, like, you know, you see Dirk and Vaughn doing videos in O Block and shit, even in the last couple of years, maybe not super recently with Dirk and shit, but, you know, they kind of, like, seem a little bit more connected to the city still, where obviously Chief Keef at a certain point just stopped going back, and I don't even think that was his decision. I think it was just some legal shit where it just was a bad idea for him to be going back, right?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He ain't missed shit by leaving, and he actually preserved his life by leaving on everything, bro. Like, he won. If you say somebody won and got out of Chicago, like, he won, bro. Like, he ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like, he ain't did nothing. Like, he been to Cali, living his best life, you know, and, like, he seen it. He got snaked early on, so he seen it. Like, they showed their hand.
What do you mean he got snaked?
Like, they ain't give him a chance to sign to let the ink dry on the check. You know, before he got the check, they, you know, when the robbery to the house and all that, they did that early.
The boss top situation? But
Yes.
when was that?
That's before the check.
Oh,
before
okay.
the check
Before he
came.
even signed?
Yeah, so, you know.
But he had a house in L.A. at the time. Didn't he rob his L.A. mansion? So
Yeah, right.
No. In Deerfield somewhere, like.
Really?
Yeah, it was the one that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I always
the
thought
one
that
that-
story was in L.A.
Yeah, it was the one in, what's the name? They drove there. Yeah, it was in out that way. The first crib that he had. Yeah, out there.
Damn. I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has in-depth articles about current events, music, etc., plus all of our content in terms of podcasts, interviews, etc. And you can get some exclusive new merch if you check out NoJumper.com. So make sure you tap in.